So I want to start out here by showing Dana Bash's tweet here, introducing her now legendary 3-minute monologue, which we're going to show in a second. Today, destruction, violence, and hate overtake college campuses across the country, with Jewish students feeling unsafe at their own schools. It is unacceptable, and hearkening back to the 30s in Europe, our Inside Politics show open here. As you can see, caught a pretty bad ratio on this, just 3.2 thousand likes to 6.7 thousand comments. One of those comments was from our guest, Professor Anthony Zenkis. Ignoring the fact that there are many Jewish students among the protesters is disingenuous. Columbia banned the students' Jewish Voices for Peace in campus months ago for protesting. You seem to have an agenda, and it is clearly not unbiased reporting of what has been going on. If you notice, 6.4 thousand likes for Professor Zenkis to Dana Bash's 3.2. So that is a double ratio right there. Round of applause there. Nice work.
Let me get your fucking shine box.
There you go.
You know, I knew it was going to be... I knew it was going to be a tough fight against Dana, you know, but I brought my A game, and I just want to thank, you know, my coach and my God.
If I kept my head down and played a good game, I trust God would take care of the rest,
right?
right?
Every time, and listen. And by the way, if you notice the tone of my tweet, it was just as polite as it could be.
Yes.
And
indeed.
Mine was not.
Russ's was not. No. But let's take a look at the video here so we can see what all the fuss is about. And we could stop. If you want to chime in at any point, either of you guys, just start talking and I'll pause the tape.
Start with destruction, violence, and hate on college campuses across the country.
Cut to cops beating the shit out of unarmed kids.
I
love that. The first cutaway
That's
is like...
how clueless these people are.
Look at this cut. Look at this edit. Who edited
Welcome
this?
to Inside Politics. I'm Dana Bash.
Somebody who doesn't agree with her.
Destruction, violence, and hate on college campuses.
Destruction, violence, and hate. All right, cut to shot one. Police beating people with sticks.
Just a short while ago at the...
Okay, but this is what you have to remember. For Dana Bash's audience, they are pro-authority. So they are the good guys. Right. For us, we see a fascist force suppressing speech.
And Russell,
people who watch this see them defending themselves against wild protesters. Yes, sorry, Anthony.
You know, just exactly that last sentence you said. If the police are doing this, they must be doing it for a good
reason.
So there is no such, like these Democrats, these people that watch CNN and MSNBC, they're not liberal. Even the word liberal, which I have a problem with, they're not even that. They're right-wing reactionaries.
Yes.
What we're seeing here, I mean, in Dana Bash, what's her? What are her credentials? Like, what was her beat?
I understand she's married to a spook.
Oh.
You mean like a CIA person?
Yeah, like a spy.
Really?
So some deep state connected person.
Oh. Well, let me just say that I have the utmost respect for Dana Bash and think she does an incredible job. And
yeah, let's keep going.
Look, they haven't sent a Mossad agent after Max Blumenthal yet, so we're good. I told him that the other night.
A title list.
Yeah.
Oh, listen. So, but this is what we're seeing right now. Is that even the cut, they don't have any evidence of what she's saying because it's not happening.
Right.
So no matter what they cut to.
Right. Of all the B-roll,
if
there is no B-roll.
They'd use it.
Right. There is no B-roll they could cut to that actually corroborates that claim. Now, yeah, we're only 15 seconds in, so we have 2 minutes and 45 left. So let's keep going. No, you're good. You're good. That's why we got the stop button. That's why we got the pause button. No problem at all.
University of Wisconsin-Madison, police clashing with protesters. 12 people were arrested. Hours earlier, protests rocked the University of Arizona, where campus police used chemical irritant munitions to remove protesters.
Again. Like, what do you say? She just said it again. I mean, just so this gets worse and worse. We haven't even gotten to her monologuing yet. We haven't really gotten to the true like editorial yet.
Campus police used chemical
Anthony, you're muted, just so you know.
to
You can unmute whenever you want. Okay,
protesters.
cool.
Around the same time at UCLA, pro-Israel and pro-Palestinian groups were attacking each other, hurling all kinds of objects.
They were not attacking each other.
No!
Do you have any video? Notice she doesn't cut to any video to corroborate that, right? They were not attacking each other. The pro-Israel counter-protesters were attacking the peaceful pro-Palestine encampments. If they had video of them attacking each other, they'd show it to you.
Pallet, fireworks, parking cones, even a scooter.
Fireworks. We just showed you the video in the last segment of the fireworks. The fireworks came from one direction. One direction. They weren't shooting fireworks at each other.
They could even show it.
The Zionists were shooting fireworks at no, they were shooting fireworks at each other. This is like kindergarten, where you get slapped in the face and you hit back, and they don't even hit back. But this is the teacher. I don't care who started it. Stop fighting. What do you mean you don't care who started it? Who started the fight's the whole thing. And in this case, they don't even have footage of the encampment firing fireworks at the Zionist counter-protesters. Nothing.
Before that, the NYPD was able to clear
Look.
Columbia University after
the
protesters
chairs.
barricaded themselves inside.
I hope they have the
building.
copyright for
300
this. This is
people
part of
were
the new
arrested at
propaganda
Columbia
film
and
now.
City College of New York.
It's going to be in theaters
But
everywhere
it is
next week. Can they
unclear
show that?
How many were actually students?
Just
New
wait.
York City
Hold
Mayor
on.
Eric
Again, they're
Adams.
showing the video of cops passing chairs down the stairs through a line of cops. That's what they're showing.
Remember when Rachel Maddow did that segment in 2016 about the Bernie Bros being violent at the Nevada Democratic Party convention?
Chairs.
She said they were throwing chairs.
She
and they
resorted to WWE footage because she didn't have any footage.
Yeah, they didn't have any B-roll of Bernie supporters throwing chairs because there were no Bernie supporters throwing chairs. So they cut to B-roll of pro wrestling. It's like what this is. They're telling you all this violence that's being committed by these pro-Palestinian protesters. Has anybody seen anything of the sort? No. They could not find any B-roll. This is CNN with all the resources they have. They couldn't find any footage to substantiate any of what she's saying.
Well, if you had any footage, it would be everywhere.
I'm disturbed at what seems to be a trend of people participating in events to make it look like they're being victimized. And then the media echoing that false claim of victimization.
They're so eager for that story.
It is disturbing to me. And look, I know people that disagree with me on Gaza, but that's not the behavior I see in the people I know that disagree. This is a weird thing, and I've never seen it before. We've seen Karen behavior, like the woman in the park on the guy, the black New Yorker walking his dog. This is another level.
That, yep.
This is another level, and it's dangerous because it's getting people hurt.
Yeah.
It's ruining their lives.
Yeah. They're getting beat up by the cops. They're getting arrested. They're getting doxxed. They're getting employment letters rescinded, of course. Yeah, absolutely.
People need to know there's video footage out there and also reports. So I've spoken to some students from the other night after the police cleared it out. Students were physically harmed by police, beaten, kicked. They had swollen faces, and multiple students had to be treated in the hospital. The only violence on the campus that night was perpetrated by the NYPD, who has a documented history of racism, sexism, and brutal violence, and should never have been invited on the campus because that history put our students in danger. And Manu Shafiq invited them twice in 2 weeks.
Yep.
This morning that professional outside agitators are getting involved.
There is a movement to radicalize young people, and I'm not going to wait until it's done and all of a sudden acknowledge the existence of it. This is a global problem that young people are being influenced by those who are professionals at radicalizing our children, and I'm not going to allow that to happen as the mayor of the city of New York.
Many of these protests started peacefully with legitimate questions about the war. But in many cases,
nice of you to say.
lost
Here's
the
where it
plot.
gets really crazy.
They're calling for a ceasefire. Well, there was a ceasefire on.
Is Adams able to send and receive emails? Because didn't the FBI take all his devices? How is he communicating right now?
That's true. He's got one of those mafia phones, right?
He's got
one
a
of
burner.
those burner phones.
He's got a burner.
On October 6th, the day before Hamas terrorists brutally murdered more than 1,000 people inside Israel and took hundreds more as hostages. This hour, I'll speak to an American-Israeli family whose son is still held captive by Hamas since that horrifying day that brought us to this moment. You don't hear the pro-Palestinian protesters talking about that. We will. Now, protesting the way the Israeli government, the Israeli prime minister is prosecuting the retaliatory war against Hamas is one thing. Making Jewish students feel unsafe at their own schools is unacceptable, and it is happening way too much right now.
I'm a UCLA student.
All right, this is the two-step that they always do. They know they have to pretend that they support speech. They always make that clear. It is, yes, you can criticize Israel, but you can't do this. And then they don't produce any evidence that they're doing anything else. They define protesting against Israel as anti-Semitic and then claim, no, that's not what I'm doing. Well, clearly that is what you're doing. What, you found some schmuck? You found another cry bully to talk about how unsafe he feels? That's not an argument. That
this
you
isn't
feel
even that.
unsafe
This is the kid
is
can't
not
get,
an argument.
He can't get to his lecture, right? They don't threaten to hit this guy. Watch.
Which actually that's questionable. I mean, speaking of Karens, we didn't get to it. There's just too much news to cover. There was video of a woman calling the police on a group claiming they were not letting her pass, and on the video they kept saying she can pass.
They were right.
She can pass. We're
right.
not stopping her. So who knows what's actually happening?
I just want to set this video up. In this video, this young student says, "They're not letting me in this entrance." Anybody who's been on a college campus knows, by law, those buildings have multiple entrances on all sides of the building. That's a law. My guess, and I'm just spitballing here, I wouldn't be shocked if he could have gone into any of those other entrances, but purposely went this way.
Right,
to try to breach the line of protesters.
Right.
And again, this is what I mean by not satisfied that he could go about his business, had to make it that he made himself look victimized when it is highly likely that he was not. And what it boils down to is people, it doesn't matter whether you're Jewish or not, pro-Israel, pro-genocide crowd does not like the fact that anyone at all protests in solidarity with the people of Palestine. That's the only thing that's happening here.
100%. Exactly. Perfectly put. All right, let's watch the end of this.
To go here, we pay tuition. This is our school, and they're not letting me walk in. My class is over there. I want to use that entrance.
See, look, he just said. That's what you just said, Anthony. He said, I want to use that entrance.
That entrance. Every
so
building.
He's basically admitting that's a good catch. See, because this is why, one of many reasons why we wanted you on. Because I didn't know it was a law that you had to have multiple walkways to an entrance on a campus.
I mean, these big buildings.
I'm just a simple country podcaster. I don't know the laws that well. But yeah, no, that's good. I mean, that he even says, I want to use. Okay, so he's full of shit. So he could get into class. They're not stopping him from going to class. Yes. This is the protest zone. Use the other entrance. Wow, that's amazing. I didn't even catch that. I did not even catch that.
They keep coming to the protests and saying they're afraid.
All right, let's play to the end of this. That's incredible.
I'm a UCLA student. I deserve to go here. We pay tuition. This is our school. And they're not letting me walk in. My class is over there. I want to use that entrance.
I want to use that entrance.
Will you let me go in? This could be over in a second. Just let me and my friends.
Could be over in a second if you use the other entrance.
Again, what you just saw is 2024 in Los Angeles. Harkening back to the 1930s
it's just
in Europe.
incredible.
I do not say that lightly. The fear among
Hold on, we missed the money shot. Sorry, I ran over. I screamed over it.
Let me and my
Look at
friends
this.
go in.
Listen to this.
Again, what you just saw is 2024 in Los Angeles, harkening back to the 1930s in Europe, and I do not say that lightly.
Oh, yes, you do say that lightly. Of course you say that lightly. That's the most anti-Semitic comment I've heard from anyone so far, likening this to 1930s Europe. This that you just showed as an example, a guy being told, use the other entrance, we're protesting here. That is, in your mind, somehow analogous to 1930s Europe. That's about as anti-Semitic a comment as you can make, I think. I can't think of anyone belittling the horrors of Nazi Germany more than to say that this douchebag who insists he goes this way when they're protesting here, use the other door. Really? That's analogous to 1930s Europe.
Just so you know,
unbelievable.
Dana Bash just showed that she has not read the history of 1930s Germany. I have. I mean, there were deadly brawls in the streets. This is even when between Nazis and socialists. It wasn't just Jews in the beginning, and then Kristallnacht was a night of terror. These things, those that survived, have caused deep trauma and intergenerational trauma. And it's documented and it's real and it was horrific. And this is a privileged kid at UCLA who, if he really was caring about getting to class, would be on the phone with public safety saying all entrances are blocked, but they weren't, instead of making sure somebody filmed him putting on a show for everybody. This is the best example that they have.
Please clap.